leading the Bulls past the Suns in 6 games, he would garner a 3rd straight Finals MVP.
It's all over. The Chicago Bulls
All right, welcome back to the show, everyone, and good afternoon to you. I got a request here I got a request from a member to check out this video, which was an official release, and that might be troublesome, but I'll tell you why in a second. This one is Michael Jordan, Above and Beyond, the full movie, or the full, I believe it came out on VHS back in the day. Now, there is a possibility, I'm going to do this in 2 parts, because it's like 54 minutes. Okay, so the only time I did anything like this, it was Michael Jordan, Come Fly With Me, okay? I did Michael Jordan, Come Fly With Me, 1989. This was over a year ago. I don't know if any of you guys remember when I did that, but it was a mess. It ended up getting globally blocked, and like only a couple of you got to see it before YouTube blocked it globally, and it's still sitting in my archives somewhere. And yeah, basically no one got to watch it. So that's my only experience with an official release like this. So I'm a little worried about it, but I did promise I would try to react to this. So I'm gonna try, see if the first part gets through the checks, and we'll just go for it. I fully expect this one to get copyright claim. That's an automatic. What I do hope is it doesn't get blocked, though. That's all. Because if it does get blocked, then no one will ever watch it. And you guys know, just like the Come Fly With Me thing, if you look for it, you won't find it. It doesn't exist on YouTube. But yeah, we'll find out. There's only one way to know. And since it's coming from a member, I said, you know what? Screw it. Let's give it a shot. The worst thing that happens is I waste some time today. But best case scenario is this works out great, and it's something that's very enjoyable. Anyways, that out of the way. I just wanted to get that out of the way because, yeah, I don't know how this is going to go. And if you are watching this, I don't know how long it'll last, because Come Fly With Me seemed to last for about an hour, and then it got taken down. So, you know, that's it. That's a full disclaimer. I am going to link this video down below in the description. This is on a YouTube channel called El Pinata. And so I'll link that down in the description if you want to check it out in its full form. Or if you do start watching this and it gets blocked, then yeah, there's the link for you. So you can actually watch the movie. Also down there, you will see a list of channel members, and very thankful. 2 more channel members came in today. We got Mr. Voyager 51, and then we have Jan 92. Thank you very much, you guys. I really appreciate it. Perfect timing on a video like this. So thank you very much. You guys are keeping me brave to try new things like this and just see what happens and see what sticks to the wall, you know? And that worked out great when it came to the full basketball game from '86. So I appreciate you guys a lot. Anyways, without further ado, please like the video, and yeah, kick back, settle in. This is what we're doing for this afternoon, and then tonight we're going to be kicking back and enjoying this. So grab some snacks, grab a drink, all that good stuff. Here we go, you guys. Thanks for being with me.
Give that extra effort.
What time is it? Game time! We're going to take our friends and...
Hey, now there's somebody out there in the comments who gives credit to Randy Brown for coming up with that "what time is it" thing. I hope you watched that, because I did reply in the comments that it wasn't Randy Brown, even though I love Randy Brown. This was happening before his time. That's first three-peat.
We're going to take our friends and fans on a trip into Dreamland. Magic and Michael.
Oh, nice. So this is going to like take off right after Come Fly With Me, huh? Guys, this music is going to be trouble.
Chicago Bulls have won their first ever NBA championship. Drexler against Michael Jordan. This is a matchup that everybody wanted.
Oh, they're just going to breeze through the finals, huh?
See, this is what Michael lived for. He wanted this challenge.
There's Jordan for 3. Yes! Who's game?
just sit back and say, ah, and wow.
The Chicago Bulls have won.
Hey, there's no one other than Rick Adelman to blame for that one, man. He shouldn't have come out and said that Jordan's not a shooter. Shouldn't have said it.
Straight season. The Bulls trying to become only the third team in NBA history to pull off a three-peat. Here comes Jordan. Jordan around Marley.
He's got Michael. He's gonna try to take over now. He's got it.
Yeah. Put your favorite line about, you know, my son's losing to the Bulls in the '93 finals. Go ahead and put it down below. I know you're gonna do it anyway.
15 in the ball game. Michael will take it. He's fouled.
And one.
Superman back in the building.
Yep.
55 for MJ.
55, no big deal.
We can't stop Focus him. Nobody can stop him.
43 seconds to go in the game.
And we're down by 20. Here's Jordan extending. Michael Jordan.
You know it's something special when the opposing coach is saying nobody can stop him. It's 41 PPG, man, in that series.
The Bulls win the championship.
Three-peat so sweet for Bulls.
Here, Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls have climbed the Mount Olympus of the NBA.
Michael Jordan, above and beyond.
I just got Bruce Almighty vibes.
Michael Jordan's quest for a third consecutive championship had been his most grueling. After a summer of helping the Dream Team bring home a gold medal from Barcelona, he had no time to recover before launching into the 92-93 season to defend the Bulls' NBA crown. From outward appearances, though, he seemed no worse for wear.
Jordan fakes. Oh, spins the other.
Sick.
Fakes the move on the baseline.
Bang with the left.
To Pippen, 3-on-2 to Jordan, and the foul. Yes,
But while Michael continued to light up the nightly highlight reels, his success was not coming as easily as it seemed.
No matter how great you are, you lose some of the edge each and every time that you do it. Well, we were going against the odds for the third time, and we were losing something. I think mentally we were battling against something that we really couldn't see.
If Michael was fighting something, he seemed to be winning.
I mean, it makes sense, though. That's what's so hard about even going back-to-back championships, but especially the third one. Because at that point, it's hard to not become complacent, right? You know, you're starting to get, comfortable with winning.
The Bulls to the top of their division, he grabbed his 7th scoring title and reached a historic personal milestone.
20,000 points in the career of Michael Jordan.
And yet, with each game, the joy of victory seemed to be less.
During the course of that year, you could tell fatigue and, a loss of attentiveness to the game sometimes wore at it.
The travel, the expectations, the ups, the downs of the course of a year. And I think that was what was taking a toll on him.
Mystified by the loss of his usual zest for the game, Michael called on his closest advisor, the man who had been at his side for all of his past triumphs,
Papa Jordan?
his father James.
Yeah.
My father came out and stayed with me for about a week. We really got deep into the conversation about possibly walking away from the game.
But with the playoffs at hand, Jordan hoped he would be revitalized by the welcome pressure of the postseason. And the opponent who awaited him in the semifinals could not have been more promising.
Well, for some reason, Cleveland's always been a place where I always have risen to excel.
Sorry, Cleveland fans.
Comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on
Elo, good.
The Bulls win. They win.
Now, 4 years later, Jordan would once more use Cleveland as his personal showcase.
What a pass.
What a pass from Jordan.
Yeah, I agree with you,
And
Marv.
with time running out in the series-clinching game and the score
Gerald
tied,
Wilkins.
he would once again provide his trademark remembrance.
Oh, yeah.
Fasten your seatbelts. Here we go, folks. The season is on the line.
6, 5, 4.
What's MJ do in the clutch?
3, 2.
What's he do?
Falls, fires.
Bang.
Oh, the Bulls win. He looks at the crowd. This crowd is stunned.
Instead of leaving Michael with a feeling of elation,
He looked like he even surprised himself that time.
his latest heroics seemed only to highlight how much times had changed.
It wasn't quite the same because...
Remember that time that LeBron James hit a game winner and then embraced his coach and hugged him and celebrated with him? Yeah, me neither, man.
Pretty much everyone expected it. You know, when you do something so often in a building, now it becomes an expectation of the fans and of yourself.
In the Eastern Conference Finals, Jordan was again spectacular. Though the New York Knicks would claw their way to victories in the series' first 2 games, Jordan refused to let Chicago falter, personally turning the tide and leading them to victory in 6 games.
Here's Jordan on the plate. Yes! 52 points for Michael Jordan.
Even as he tried to revel in finishing off his longtime rival, however, Jordan quickly found the burden of public scrutiny overshadowing his triumph.
Oh, the gambling.
What Jordan does in his off time is consuming the Chicago media.
And the New York media, and I suppose the national media.
That's enough. If my life comes to a point where it's scrutinized to what I do on my free time, then, it's no need to even talk to you guys.
Yeah, well said. Well said. It's not like he was missing games. He wasn't missing practice. He went overnight to Atlantic City and gambled with his dad. It wasn't so much about the gambling. It was like getting away from the game for a little bit to get your mind straight. Like, it's not like he's doing something illegal. I'll never understand what this big deal was. He went to a legal place to gamble legally in a state where gambling is legal. He went to a casino, you guys. Like, what is this?
In essence, sneaking behind my back trying to find out every negative aspect in my life.
Yep.
I thought that was truly unfair and very distracting.
With the Bulls on the verge of a 3rd consecutive title.
Welcome to the NBA Finals. In the case of the Chicago Bulls, it's welcome back.
Michael put all distractions aside.
Michael has been unreal.
Setting a new finals scoring record, averaging over 40 points a game.
41.
He seemed to have regained his old intensity.
Keep your head. Hey, you doing in the final? Let's go. Keep your head. Everybody get together.
Michael Jordan now.
Yep.
Looks like
and they were accusing him of all this crap, and then what's he do in response? He has the best NBA Finals performance he's ever had.
He's going to drive every time he gets his hand on the ball until they stop it.
Man, Michael Jordan shot the ball 43 times.
Ahead to Jordan. Jordan on a breakaway.
And if it wasn't for the media doing all this crap, the Suns might have won that championship because he wouldn't have been so pissed off.
Highlight reel as he jammed the dude.
Damn.
Marley.
Leading the Bulls past the Suns in 6 games, he would garner a 3rd straight Finals MVP.
It's all over. The Chicago Bulls with 3 straight NBA championships.
But even in his moment of triumph, Michael had again begun to ponder his future.
After we won the championship, I sat in on the floor and just reminisced about the whole season and the years that I've had at the game of basketball and where my life was. And my conversations with my father in the past, I felt this could be a good opportunity for me to step away and go do other things. So I enjoyed the moment for the moment, but in the back of my mind, I knew that was probably my last game. And no one really knew except for my father and myself.
Yeah. And from The Last Dance, I remember a conversation in a car between him and Ahmad. Ahmad was the only other one who had an insight that this might be going on.
Yeah. That's what bringing me into this world.
After a summer sorting out his feelings, Michael began to seriously weigh the decision he had been struggling with for so long.
I asked Phil Jackson, frankly, I said, what kind of challenges can you give me next year?
He felt like if I don't have the desire to do it, if I don't have the thirst to play basketball, and it's not as much fun as it used to be, then I'm going to lose my gift.
We were crying and trying to come up with different types of challenges, and I couldn't come up with one. He couldn't come up with one for me.
And that's, okay, people ask me sometimes, like, define cheat the game. See, what he's doing here is the opposite of cheating the game. He's respecting the game because he doesn't want to just go around and play half-assed and just collect a check. He wants to either go all out or not. And at this point, after winning 3 championships in a row, 2 gold medals, NCAA championship, he was thinking, this is too easy. That's really the truth. Like, this is too easy. It's not a challenge anymore. I need a new challenge. So he switched sports. I know everyone wants to switch the narrative like it's something else, but that's actually all that's going on here.
But as much pain as Michael felt coming to grips with his heart-wrenching decision, it would pale in comparison to the tragedy.
Yeah, the thing no one wants to talk about.
Last night, we began the show with the disappearance of Michael Jordan's father. Tonight, the worst fears have come true. James Jordan was found dead, the victim of an apparent murder.
It was a very difficult moment for me, and somehow I just kept my head high, and I thought about all the things that he used to tell me, just turn a negative into a positive. And here I was dealing with him in that way. It was tough.
Damn.
Shaken by the death of his father.
You know, there's 2 mornings I remember very, very clearly because I actually cried both of these mornings. Judge me. You may make fun of me if you want in the comments. I really don't care. I was a kid. One was when Magic Johnson announced he has the HIV virus. I remember waking up early in the morning, turning ESPN on, and that's what it was. And then I cried, and then I got my brother and showed him, and we were both really upset. This was the second one where, I went downstairs early in the morning before anyone else woke up, and then turned on the TV, and I found out Jordan's father was killed. And once again, got my brother, and we both knew at that point. We both said, like, Jordan's out. Like, he's going to retire. Like, because we knew how close they were.
Father, Michael knew that now there was no going back. His choice had been made for him, and soon the whole world would know about it.
Yep.
Before we continue tonight, a late-breaking story of enormous interest.
Sources with the Chicago Bulls have confirmed that Michael Jordan will announce his retirement effective immediately.
The greatest basketball player who's ever played the game has apparently hung it up for good.
That's the news that's making headlines across the country this morning. Michael Jordan, the best player in the country's hottest sport, the most recognizable athlete in all the world, has apparently decided to call it quits at the age of 30.
When I lose the sense of motivation and the sense of to prove something as a basketball player, it's time for me to move away from the game of basketball.
And for anybody who asks why did he come back, because after enough time away, the new challenge arose. Can he do it again? Can I do it again? And guess what? He did exactly that. He set a goal, and he actually did it. The craziness of redoing another three-peat in that same fashion is incredible that he accomplished. But that was the new challenge. Can I shut everybody up and do it again?
Well, lovers are letting Michelangelo walk away from the game while he's still an artist.
Yeah. And I never thought I'd come back to the game of basketball. I never thought I would have that feeling to come back to the game of basketball.
With Michael's stunning decision, friends and admirers around the world voiced their feelings of loss and tried to put his historic career in perspective.
The only thing that disappoints me is the fact that we had always planned on retiring together.
The league's going to miss him, I'm going to miss him, and I'm just glad I had the opportunity to play with him for 1 year.
The world was jolted with the news of Jordan's retirement. In Romania, state TV aired a program in his honor, and Israeli radio carried his news conference live. Those who played against him are at a loss with the exit of basketball's headline act.
Michael Jordan put style in the game.
Jordan's off to the right. Jordan on a drive, falls down underneath. From the left side.
Jordan, the crowd anticipate.
There's one player that's a perfect 10 that has it all.
Look at the air. Look at the hang time. Look at the flying motion.
Sometimes I would just stand there and just, I know he's going to do something crazy. I just stand there and watch.
Dude, Kenny Anderson was awesome.
How high can you get up? Oh, man.
How frustrating would it be to defend a guy like him and this shot goes in? Look at that. You fouled him. It looked like you knocked the ball out, but no, he's still. Oh, gotcha. Poor Craig Elo.
We've seen them all. Jordan. Oh, wow.
Ridiculous. That's so good.
I've seen him do things that you can't even dream about doing. I've seen him go up on one side of the lane, get bumped, still up in the air, twist the ball, do all this in the air, and lay it up on the other side.
Yep.
You can't do that.
No, I can't.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a move by Jordan!
Can't do that either.
At his best, there's very few people on this planet that can do that.
Can't do that either. I used to do that.
Going in and go and play against Mike, and having Mike is shooting a free throws with his eyes closed.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the NBA.
I don't know what I will tell my kids.
I never did that in a game, you guys. I wasn't that crazy, but I used to do it all the time in practice. And then especially in games of horse. Hell, I still do that in games of horse. What about you guys?
Left corner shot by Jordan.
I bet you right now, not like I can prove it, I'm just talking shit. But right now, if I were to go out and take 2 shots from the free throw line with my eyes closed, I'm hitting at least 1. I'm expecting to hit 2. I don't know why. I think at this age, because of muscle memory, I'm better with my eyes closed from the free throw line than I am with my eyes open, because I used to practice it so much. That doesn't go with any other spot on the court, just the free throw line though. What about you guys? You ever practice that crap? I don't know why I did, but I felt it was important because MJ did.
My favorite story, he was coming down, and I stepped up to take a charge, and he took off, stuck his tongue out, and he obviously would have ran me over. And then all of a sudden, he switched his tongue to this side, and he changed in the middle of air, I swear, and he just went by me, and he laid it with his right hand, and I was standing there watching him lay it. And then I looked over at Chuck, and Chuck was, kind of PO, and I said, don't even say it. You saw what happened.
How does he do that?
How does he know?
It's one play really sticks out of my mind. I will never forget. I have it on tape at home. We play in New Jersey.
Oh,
Nets.
this is the play.
Michael get the ball.
Look where he jumps from. Okay.
Eric Coleman, Chris Dudley.
That's the release point? Like, what the hell is this?
Morris comes at him. He maneuvers inside, outside, around back. I mean, it was unbelievable.
He's bobbing and weaving with the ball and his body all at once, and he still lands it off the glass with perfect English. Freaking amazing. By the way, you guys, I'm just realizing we didn't have this VHS. I didn't watch this. So this is a first time for me.
Makes the shot. I mean, he's the greatest.
We only had Come Fly With Me.
That's beautiful. Breathtaking.
Then Michael came down. Ooh, he went fake right, went left, cocked it all the way back, and then just held it for me.
I love his stories.
Turned all out. Now he's still hanging in there. He's still hanging. I'm sitting there saying, no, he is not going to do this. Not on us, not on me. Yes, he is. Loaded, switch hand, and then kissed it with the English.
Yeah, always with the English. Guys, other than Magic Johnson and Kevin Garnett, like the 2 best basketball storytellers of all time. Like, I can't think of anyone better.
So MJ, you had them like that. See, you had them going crazy, pulling their hair out. People going home the next day, to the office and saying, man, you missed it.
Yep.
You missed it.
For sure.
Michael on the breakaway. Showtime.
For sure. Every day.
Jordan throws it down.
And it was funny because all my friends hated Jordan back then. So I was always talking about MJ. Did you see what MJ did? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Whatever. He's overrated. I loved it.
Please, I'm begging. Let me get down on my knees. Wait a minute. Get the camera down here. See, I'm on my knees. MJ. Look, I'm coming down low to the camera angle. I'm on my knees begging.
Jordan, look at that!
Back to Jordan. Please, Michael, come back.
I know poor Magic is retired because he had to retire because of the HIV thing. And then Jordan leaves. Like, he needs his entertainment. Like, he deserves some entertainment.
Michael Jordan with a miracle shot!
Please come back, Michael, please.
While the sports world pondered basketball without Michael Jordan, Michael contemplated life without basketball.
Now I can do something that I choose to do and not what I have to do. I started skiing, and then I started being a little bit more adventurous, riding motorcycles, things that I never really did, but I always wanted to experience at least once or twice.
But when Michael was through experimenting, he settled on a pastime that had intrigued him since early childhood.
Now wipe that smirk off your face. He's not kidding. Michael Jordan is going to give baseball a shot.
Well, I mean, it was something that my father and I talked about way before he passed. Me retiring for basketball and then playing baseball. And the final year that we won the championship was like his biggest push to go and do it. No one could present a challenge for me at the time, other than what my father was presenting to me, which was to go and play baseball.
Michael's journey to follow...
And I'm sorry, you guys. I know a lot of people are mad that he left basketball for this time. I think this is the coolest story ever. That he was looking for a challenge and he didn't care what anyone was going to say, if people were going to make fun of him or any of that stuff. He legit just wanted to feel a challenge again. And he was willing to go and do it in any fashion he had to do it. And this is what he chose. And the people did make fun of him a lot. People still make fun of him for this. And he has zero regrets because it got his head straight again.
His father's advice took him to Birmingham, where he joined the Barons, the AA affiliate of the Chicago White Sox. Yep. Here he began a radically different lifestyle.
Well, now you're riding a bus. For 8 hours, you stop to a convenience store to grab a bag of potato chips, get back on the bus and travel another 8 hours. It was a fun experience, and I grew great friendships.
Go get him, Bud. Go get him.
I needed that type of camaraderie that came along with the minor league players. I think what baseball did for me was it gave me an opportunity to revisit all those moments that I had with my father and with some of the situations that never occurred to me, I even thought about going through the game of basketball.
But as Michael struggled on the field, a bewildered public wondered why he had strayed so far from his pedestal.
We have documented his every move, every swing, every miss.
They thought I was just making a mockery of the game and not putting forth the effort. I was putting forth the effort.
The biggest crime about all this was that it was so widely covered, because this is like minor league baseball, and if it was anybody but Michael Jordan, he would have been able to experience this in peace. But instead, the media is everywhere, the cameras are everywhere, everyone's got their opinions on ESPN, etc. It's not what he was looking for. You know what I mean? He was looking to get away, and he couldn't get away from the media.
If you're not successful at it, doesn't mean that you failed. At least you tried.
It means you got room to grow.
And the struggles themselves seemed to remind him of simpler times.
Everything I was doing was elevator ride, it was easy. Things came easy. I forgot about the stairs, the different levels of success to get to the top.
When he goes back, when he starts to go back, you go back, okay?
And so I kind of I revisited those steps that I totally had forgotten from playing professional basketball and being on top for so long.
But though he relished his time away, Michael could never fully detach himself from his former life, especially as he watched his team struggle in the playoffs against the scrappy New York Yankees.
This is wild, because he put himself alone in a room to watch this, I think, to experience it fully.
The bully of the neighborhood taking advantage of the kid brother when the big brother's not around.
Yep, and he's talking about Pep.
Had those feelings of, God, I know I can help that team.
Linux finally defeat the Chicago Bulls in a playoff series.
It seemed no coincidence that Michael's thoughts began to wander, just as he was finally finding some success.
And the irony is, if the Bulls were winning championships without him, I think Jordan would have stayed retired, because he wouldn't have felt the need to come back and help. But like he said, he's probably feeling guilty that he was like, oh crap, they're struggling without me. They need my help. I got to get back in there and help, And that's exactly what he does.
New diversion.
And boy, did he help.
Having fulfilled his promise to his father, Michael had achieved what he had set out to.
I really wanted to give myself a chance to do that as a challenge, but then as an appreciation to my father for him wanting me to do it.
What does it
designated hitter, Michael Jordan.
And dramatically, it would all crystallize in one defining moment.
It's a fly ball, a deep, a sail, that's back,
It was a special moment, knowing that my father was looking down on me at the same time. When I really thought about it, he was here. You know, everything that he's taught me, everything that I accomplished was him. It took me a while to understand that. And once I understood it, I could accept it and deal with it. I guess it made me at peace with myself. So it was a therapeutic experience for me, and I needed it. I think if I wouldn't have done it, there's no way I would have been able to come back to the game of basketball. Or I would probably had a tough time mentally dealing with a lot of things.
Yeah. If he just kept going through the motions and never processed any of this stuff, yeah, I think it would have been terrible for him and really unhealthy to do.
With his newfound peace of mind, Michael set off to Chicago to play in Scottie Pippen's summer charity game, the last contest at the old Chicago Stadium.
This is great.
Can you still play this game, buddy?
I don't know. I'm about to find out. Yeah, probably.
Michael quickly seemed at home as he scored 52 points and said goodbye to the arena that had seen so many of his sensational performances.
Have y'all seen this game? I've watched this multiple times now. I think I reacted to it. I'm not sure. I think I did. This is great. This is a great game.
You know, every building was my home for years. It helped me develop my basketball skills. So when I truly knelt down to kiss the floor, you know, it was like kissing a girlfriend goodbye. And hate to see it go.
But Michael's thoughts quickly turned from goodbyes to new challenges.
I really started getting the attitude of facing some of this young talent, because I was playing with a lot of the young players, Jason Kidd and Anthony Hardaway, and that's when I started to get my feet wet a little bit of possibly coming back and, you know, just seeing what these guys got.
Fans all over the world, salute Michael Jordan.
Ironically, just as Michael began to contemplate a possible return, his retirement celebration was being staged at the new United Center Arena.
This was too early, by the way. Why did they do this so fast? Unless it was Jordan who requested it. Let's see.
I never wanted to see that or want to experience that feeling at all. I still felt I could play the game of basketball, and it was a great appreciation, I must admit, to have your jersey hung from the rafters. Very few people have that opportunity.
Think about it. Maybe you might want to, just for one more season, let these bad boys have to play one more time. One more time.
Wait, guys, I got a quick question. Anybody in Chicago who's been to that been to that arena, can you guys tell me during the second three-peat, was the Jordan banner up? Like the jersey retirement, was it still up, or did they take that down when he came back? And did they, if they did take it down, did they take it down when he came back wearing 45? Or did they ultimately take it down once he started wearing 23? Or did they never take it down? Please, anybody who knows, I'm morbidly curious right now after seeing this.
I think it felt like someone was closing the coffin on me in a sense. And I didn't want to feel like that by no means I can come back and play the game that I truly love if I choose to come back.
Though he did return to baseball.
He should have asked for, like, just wait one more year and to retire my jersey. Like, just don't do it yet.
As the months wore on, it became clearer and clearer to Michael what he truly wanted to do.
He calls him about 7 in the morning and says, you know, hey, let's go to breakfast. So we go to breakfast, we talk a little bit. He's in a suit. So, you know, he said, let's go over to practice and screw around before practice. All right, fine, you know, we'll do that. You know, no problem. So we're out there just shooting. He has his suit on still. I have my practice stuff on. So a shooting game goes into a shooting contest. And all of a sudden the contest goes into, well, let me see if you can still guard me. And then it goes from, well, let me see if you can still guard me. And then before you know it, we're playing one-on-one.
While those close to Michael suspected what was on his mind, the rest of the NBA was busy battling into the last months of the season. And as the league readied for the postseason, it featured a very different look than when Michael had left a year and a half ago. The spotlight now belonged to the defending champion Houston Rockets and their young challengers, the Orlando Magic. while the Bulls struggled to stay above 500. But now, that was all about to change.
There are reports circulating this morning that have a lot of sports fans ecstatic.
Hold on. Hey, there goes Michael.
Michael Jordan has worked out with the Chicago Bulls 3 times this week, and as you can imagine,
and people say Jordan wouldn't thrive in the social media era. Do you see this nonsense? Hold on.
This morning that have a lot of sports fans ecstatic.
He's covered on every news network, and then look at all this paparazzi following him everywhere. They're waiting for him to just show up places so they can attack him. And by attack, I mean just like bombard him.
Hold on. Hey,
look at it. Go get him. Go get him.
Michael Jordan has worked out.
I hate paparazzi, man.
3 times this week, and as you can imagine, that news is creating a lot of excitement in Chicago.
Woo! Michael, you have something to say today?
See, so I don't know about you guys. I'd rather a bunch of random fans with cell phones be recording me out in public than I would want this with the paparazzi. Paparazzi's trying to spin everything you say. You know, it's a bad, annoying situation. They got heavy equipment all over the place. You know, following you around, getting in your space. I don't want to be famous, so I wouldn't enjoy being recorded on random phones either. But I much take that over what was going on here in the 90s.
I attended a couple of practices, and Scottie Pippen started working on me, he and BJ, about how we still could have a chance of winning a championship if you were still playing.
There's some major league selling going on here in the United Center, not just from fans, but from players
Michael
alike.
Jordan was a terrible player. He was a terrible basketball player. Now you want him back, don't you?
Everybody's confirming this, that it's a done deal. Michael's coming back, with the exception of Michael Jordan.
Pardon me.
Yep, get out of my way. Let me live
all
my life.
The drills we're doing. He's doing everything. So we begin to realize that there's a serious possibility that he's coming back, but we don't know.
It's a reality, but it's still not a reality. So we're just not pinning any hopes, or we're not trying to throw up a balloon or a kite that's not ready to fly.
I recently saw a thing, I can't remember where, you know how it goes these days, of Tony Kukoc saying that he was like really heartbroken when he joined the Bulls, but then Jordan retired. And I like hearing that from a guy like that. Like, he wasn't looking for the spotlight. He was sad he wasn't going to get to play with the greatest player, because he got to play against him in '92 in the Olympics, but he's never got to play with him, and he was heartbroken.
You could hear the noise generated from the media outside, and it wasn't 15 people, it was 55 people, it was 100 people. I thought, this must be a great media event.
I think just going through practice and getting out there with the guys and the enjoyment that came out of that really started to make me feel good. All the compliments that they were giving me started to persuade me to the idea of coming back and playing.
He's been out of the game for at least a year. He wants to come back, and this town is going nuts.
Michael, please make my life complete. Come back.
All right, Chicago fans, do it again. How did you feel during this time?
Michael Jordan announced today he's coming back to basketball.
He will play for the Bulls tomorrow against the Indiana Pacers.
One guy said the words, "I'm back," and it set the world on fire. Just turned it upside down.
The economy has produced 6.1 million jobs since I became president. And if Michael Jordan goes back to the Bulls, it'll be 6,100,001 new jobs.
Oh, man, I love it. Okay. I think this is a perfect timing because I can see now it's gonna cover. I don't know how much it's gonna cover, but it's gonna cover the comeback. So we're about halfway through the video. I figured it's a perfect time to stop. Plus, I am very curious to see if this video gets blocked, and I'm talking to myself this entire time, and no one will ever hear this. So I got to find out. So I'm gonna go ahead and edit this video and post it and see if it gets through the copyright checks for YouTube. And, well, if it does, then I'll see you later for the After Dark to do part 2. If it doesn't, well, you'll never even know any of this ever happened, and I'll have to figure out a way to react to something else, which I don't know if I'll have time to today. So we'll figure it out. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching so far. Hit that bell if you want to get notified for the After Dark tonight. Because I am actually, I know most of this stuff, but I'm actually really excited to see the second half of this. Because like I said, I don't know why, but I never had this. I never owned it. Honestly, like, we only got 2 VHSs for basketball growing up from my parents. And that was Dazzling Dunks and Basketball Bloopers. And then Michael Jordan Come Fly With Me. I think it was the 1990 edition. But other than that, yeah, we didn't get to buy stuff like this, so I never watched it. I've got to ask my brother. I wonder if he watched this somehow without me or something. But anyways, you guys, I'll see you for part 2. Shout out to new members. Appreciate y'all. And yeah, hopefully see you guys tonight for well, I think I said part 2 earlier. I'll see you for part 2 tonight. Everybody, please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. If you didn't like the video, hit that down vote, that thumbs down button, but do it twice. And most importantly, is to be water, my friends. Peace out.